Imagine a vast city filled with winding roads, bustling neighborhoods, and hidden alleys. This city represents your brain, a complex network of pathways and connections. Each road signifies a neural connection, and as you navigate this city, you can build new routes, discover new places, and improve your ability to travel efficiently. This dynamic ability of your brain to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections is called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is a fascinating process that enables your brain to adapt and change throughout your life. From birth, your brain is in a constant state of evolution, responding to your experiences, challenges, and the environment around you. When you learn something new, whether it's a language, a musical instrument, or a sport, your brain creates new connections and strengthens existing ones, allowing you to perform better over time. Think about learning to ride a bike. The first time you try, you may wobble and struggle to keep your balance. But with each attempt, your brain is busy at work, forming connections that help you master this skill. As you practice, those neural pathways become stronger and more efficient. Eventually, riding a bike becomes almost second nature, a smooth ride through the city of your mind. Neuroplasticity is not just for learning new skills. It also plays a critical role in recovery from injuries. If someone experiences a stroke or trauma to the brain, neuroplasticity can help in the healing process. The brain develops new pathways to compensate for damage, allowing individuals to regain lost functions and adapt to new ways of living. This impressive ability showcases the brain's resilience and capacity for recovery. Consider the tale of a pianist who, after an accident, loses the use of one hand. Through determination and therapy, they rely on neuroplasticity to rewire their brain. By practicing with their other hand, they can develop new skills and even continue playing music. This story illustrates how, with perseverance and the power of neuroplasticity, the brain can create alternative paths leading to remarkable achievements. Furthermore, neuroplasticity is not limited to physical skills. Learning social skills, emotional regulation, and cognitive strategies are all influenced by how your brain connects and interacts with various experiences. For instance, when you engage in mindfulness practices or cognitive behavioral techniques, you create new neural pathways that enhance emotional resilience and improve your overall mental well-being. Did you know that even your thoughts can influence your brain's wiring? Positive thinking can lead to the formation of healthier connections, while negative patterns can create obstacles. This means that by consciously choosing how you think and respond to the world, you have the power to reshape your neural structure. It's as if you are the architect of your own brain city, capable of designing new routes to drive through. Furthermore, neuroplasticity can vary across different ages. While children are especially adept at adapting their brains due to rapid development, adults retain a remarkable capacity for change as well. New research shows that engaging in lifelong learning activities, such as picking up a new hobby, attending workshops, or even traveling, has the potential to stimulate neuroplasticity in adults. That's why it's never too late to explore the world or to venture into new territories of knowledge. One intriguing concept linked to neuroplasticity is the notion of brain training. Activities like puzzles, memory games, and even learning new language can promote the brain's ability to form new connections and strengthen existing ones. The idea is to challenge your brain regularly, just as you would exercise your body. By providing stimulating and novel experiences, you encourage your brain to make new connections and enhance cognitive functions. Moreover, emotional experiences also drive neuroplastic changes. For instance, Experiencing joy or gratitude can lead to the release of feel-good chemicals in the brain, reinforcing positive pathways. Conversely, stress and adverse experiences can create negative neural patterns. This cycle highlights the importance of nurturing emotional health and leading a balanced lifestyle that cultivates positivity. As the science of neuroplasticity evolves, it opens exciting opportunities in various fields. In rehabilitation, therapies that harness neuroplastic principles are being developed to help stroke survivors, individuals recovering from traumatic brain injuries, and those struggling with mental health issues. These approaches focus on guiding the brain to create functional pathways, effectively utilizing its inherent capacity for change. The journey through the city of your brain is an ongoing adventure. Every day presents opportunities for growth, learning, and transformation. By fostering an environment rich in experiences, you actively encourage your brain to adapt and innovate, leading to endless possibilities. Ultimately, neuroplasticity is a testament to the brain's incredible potential. It reminds us that we can shape our thoughts, behaviors, and skills throughout our lives. So whether you are learning something new, overcoming challenges, or simply enjoying the beauty of everyday experiences, remember that within your brain lies the capacity to continuously build and reshape your own intricate network of connection. Dreams have fascinated humanity for centuries, serving as a window into our subconscious mind. These vivid experiences that unfold while we sleep can be captivating, bizarre, or deeply meaningful. But what goes on in our brains during these episodes? To understand dream formation, we must take a closer look at the complex and intriguing world of sleep, particularly focusing on a specific stage known as rapid eye movement, or REM sleep. REM sleep is a unique phase of the sleep cycle characterized by rapid movement of the eyes, increased brain activity, and vivid dreams. It generally occurs about 90 minutes after we drift off, and recurs several times throughout the night. During this time, our brain is remarkably active, processing information and weaving together the day's experiences into narratives that form our dreams. The process of dreaming is not just a whimsical creation. It plays a crucial role in how we process emotions and memories. Think of a dream as a nightly review of the events we've experienced. Just as we might sort through a stack of papers or photos to organize our thoughts, our brain engages in a similar process while we dream. It helps us navigate complex emotions and stitch together fragmented memories into a cohesive story. Imagine a day filled with various experiences, from joy to stress. Perhaps you received some great news at work, but also had a disagreement with a friend. During REM sleep, your brain will take these mixed feelings and transform them into a dream that reflects your inner turmoil and happiness. This is one reason why dreams can seem strange or nonsensical. They often juxtapose various elements from our daily lives, creating fantastical scenarios that can illuminate our emotional state. Research has shown that people often draw insight from their dreams. Certain themes may repeatedly surface, prompting us to explore unresolved issues or deep-rooted fears. For example, if you often dream about falling or being chased, these could signal underlying anxieties that may need addressing in waking life. It is as if dreams serve as a gentle nudge, pushing us to confront feelings we might prefer to avoid. Furthermore, dreams can also aid in problem solving. Have you ever woken up with a solution to a perplexing issue that had been bothering you? This phenomenon occurs because, during REM sleep, the brain can form new connections or associations that may not be apparent during heightened consciousness. The plethora of information we encounter daily gets processed and reshaped, allowing for innovative thought processes to emerge. The imaginative landscape of dreams creates fertile ground for creativity, where the boundaries of logic can dissolve, leading to unique insights and ideas. The story of dream formation does not end with emotional processing and creativity. Researchers have found that dreaming can enhance our memory consolidation. When we learn something new, whether it is a skill, a concept, or a language, our brain needs rest to solidify this information. During REM sleep, the brain actively replays memories and connects them to existing knowledge, making it easier for us to recall them later. This is why it often helps to sleep after studying. Your brain's natural processes can reinforce what you've learned and improve retention. There are many fascinating factors that can influence our dreams. External stimuli, such as sounds, scents, and even temperature, can seep into our subconscious and creatively integrate into our dream narratives. For example, if you find yourself drifting off to the sound of rain, your dream might transform that into a soothing scene, perhaps a peaceful walk through a lush forest with gentle raindrops falling from the leaves. The interplay between our environment and our dreams showcases how interconnected our experiences are, even in sleep. Another significant aspect of dreams is their variation across cultures. In some cultures, dreams are seen as prophetic or messages from the spiritual world, whereas in others, they are viewed as reflections of personal fears and aspiration. These differing perspectives reflect the rich tapestry of human experience, as we strive to interpret our innermost thoughts and feelings. They show us that while the science of dreaming is universal, the meaning we derive from our dreams can be deeply personal and culturally influenced. As we dive deeper into understanding dreams, advances in technology allow scientists to peer into the brain in ways that were once inconceivable. Brain imaging studies have revealed that certain areas of the brain activate during dreaming, helping to shine a light on the processes behind dream formation and emotional processing. By merging science with narrative, researchers can discover new insights about how our minds work during those nocturnal adventures. So as you rest, remember that the stories unfolding in your mind are more than mere illusions. They are reflections of how we process life, emotions, and memories. They remind us that our subconscious has a remarkable ability to bridge experiences and encourage creativity, while also providing moments of insight and clarity. The next time you find yourself lost in a dream, consider it an opportunity for self-discovery, an exploration of your innermost thoughts and feelings, a journey through the enigmatic landscape of your mind. Every day, we are faced with countless decisions, whether it's something as simple as what to have for breakfast, or more complex choices like career moves or which route to take home. Have you ever considered how many of these decisions are made without conscious thought? Much of our decision-making occurs beneath the surface, in the realm of the subconscious mind. It operates quietly, guiding us based on patterns derived from our past experiences. Think of your subconscious as a vast library filled with every experience, choice, and emotion you've encountered throughout your life. When you're faced with a new decision, your mind instinctively reaches into this library for similar experiences. This process can often happen in mere seconds, while you might feel as if you're evaluating your options thoughtfully. For example, if you've had a positive experience with a certain brand of coffee in the past, you may gravitate toward that brand when choosing coffee again, without even realizing why. Our brains are remarkably efficient in this way. They rely on heuristics, or mental shortcuts, to simplify the decision-making process. These shortcuts are often based on previous experiences and learned behaviors. Let's say you've always enjoyed the crunchiness of a fresh apple. When you're in the grocery store, you might automatically reach for an apple again, bypassing the need to weigh your options. Your past preference acts as a guide, reaffirming your choices and saving you time. The subconscious decision-making process is also influenced by emotions. When you think about a past event that made you feel happy or secure, it can unknowingly steer you towards similar situations in the future. For instance, if you attended a wonderful concert last summer that left you feeling exhilarated, you might find yourself eager to buy tickets for another concert in the same genre. The positive feelings linked to that experience can overshadow any doubts or fears about the new event. In contrast, negative experiences serve as cautionary tales embedded deep within our subconscious. If you've had a bad experience trying a particular cuisine, your subconscious may trigger hesitation the next time you encounter that food. Even though you may logically know that not every dish will be the same, the earlier experience remains imprinted in your mind, influencing your future choices. This is your brain's way of protecting you from potential disappointment or discomfort. Cultural influences, societal norms, and social conditioning also play significant roles in shaping our subconscious decision-making patterns. Our backgrounds, including family traditions, can dictate what we perceive as acceptable or desirable choices. For example, if you grew up in an environment that highly values education, you might subconsciously strive for academic achievement, regardless of whether you consciously prioritize it. The values you've absorbed throughout your life serve as the framework guiding your decisions in various situations. Interestingly, the subconscious doesn't just affect choices in the present. It also lays the groundwork for future decision-making. An experience from childhood, perhaps a summer camp adventure, can create a deep-seated longing for exploration and adventure in adulthood. This urge may prompt you to seek opportunities for travel or outdoor activities, often without a clear connection back to that initial experience. You are subconscious programming at work, directing you toward what feels familiar and enriching. Moreover, the subconscious can sometimes unlock creativity. Think of an artist or musician who draws inspiration from life's little details. This can stem from observations and experiences that settled quietly in their subconscious mind. When they create, they may invoke memories, emotions, and stories that have shaped them, translating these into artwork or melodies. In this way, their subconscious not only influences decision-making, but also serves as a catalyst for innovation and expression. The power of the subconscious is not merely a passive element. It adapts and evolves. Every new experience adds a layer to its complexity. When you face a challenge, whether at work or in relationships, your subconscious pulls from both successes and failures in an attempt to navigate the situation effectively. This is why you may find yourself instinctively leaning towards familiar strategies or repeating behaviors that once yielded positive results. Each decision is part of a larger tapestry of learning and growth, woven by your subconscious experiences. It's vital to be aware of the underlying themes influencing your decisions. By understanding how your past experiences shape your preferences, you can begin to recognize patterns that may not serve you well. This awareness opens the door to making more conscious choices that align better with your current values and aspirations. You might reconsider whether certain fears rooted in past failures still hold weight in your life today, allowing for more expansive decision-making in areas you once deemed intimidating. In conclusion, the complexities of our subconscious decision-making highlight a fascinating interplay between our experiences, emotions, and the patterns we've formed. It shapes our actions and inclinations in ways that often bypass our critical thinking. Recognizing the nuances of how we make choices can empower us to become more mindful of our decision-making processes. Through this understanding, we can channel the intricacies of the subconscious toward fostering growth, creativity, and a deeper connection to who we want to be. Let your past inform your future, but remember that the power to choose ultimately lies within you, waiting to be embraced with newfound clarity and intention. The power of belief is a fascinating and intricate aspect of human psychology, drawing attention to how our thoughts and perceptions can shape our physical experiences. One of the most compelling phenomena displaying this connection is known as the placebo effect. This phenomenon illustrates how, under certain circumstances, an individual can experience actual improvements in their health or well-being solely based on their belief in the efficacy of a treatment, even if that treatment is inert or inactive. Consider the story of a patient diagnosed with chronic pain. They are given a sugar pill, told it is a powerful painkiller. While this pill contains no medicinal ingredients, the individual leaves the clinic with a renewed sense of hope and belief in their recovery. Over time, they begin to report a significant decrease in their pain level. What has happened here is not just a trick of the mind. Rather, the patient's belief triggered a cascade of physiological responses that lead to real changes in their perception of pain. Research in medical studies explores this remarkable phenomenon. In clinical trials, researchers have often found that participants who receive a placebo can demonstrate significant changes in their conditions, sometimes rivaling those who receive actual medicines. This artwork of the mind showcases its ability to influence the body, illustrating how our brain can release a variety of neurotransmitters like endorphins and dopamine, which play crucial roles in how we perceive pain and satisfaction. One might wonder how this happens biologically. When the brain believes a treatment is effective, it can create a sense of anticipation and expectancy. The mere act of preparing to receive a therapy can lead to reduced stress and increased relaxation, influencing our biological state. This expectancy can activate the brain's reward system, demonstrating how interconnected our thoughts are with our physical well-being. The placebo effect extends beyond pain management. It has been observed in various conditions, from anxiety to depression and even allergy. Imagine someone participating in a research study for an anti-anxiety drug. Half of the participants receive the actual medication, while the other half receives a placebo. Surprisingly, many individuals in the placebo group may still report improvements in their anxiety levels, simply because they believe they are receiving a treatment that will help them. Interestingly, the placebo effect highlights another layer of belief: cultural context and personal expectation. Different cultures may perceive treatments differently, and this affects the strength of the placebo effect. For example, if a treatment is delivered with a high degree of confidence by a trusted physician, the likelihood of experiencing the placebo effect is often amplified. This is why doctor-patient relationships are so significant in modern medicine. The lore of the placebo effect can be traced back for centuries, with historical accounts suggesting that sham surgeries or false medicinal rituals have led to real healings. Think about how sham procedures, where patients think they are undergoing groundbreaking surgery for a condition, can lead to actual improvements even though no real intervention has taken place. The brain, reassured by the act of being treated, can harness changes in perception and sensation that feel undeniably real. Furthermore, the placebo effect underscores the importance of language and framing in healthcare. How a physician communicates about a treatment can significantly impact its effectiveness. When a doctor conveys optimism and certainty, it can enhance the patient's belief in the treatment's potential, ultimately resulting in better outcomes. The words chosen to describe treatments, the confidence expressed in their capabilities, and the patient's involvement in their health journey all intertwine in this complex tapestry of healing. This phenomenon has prompted further investigation into how harnessing the placebo effect can lead to better healthcare strategies. Imagine, for instance, developing treatments that combine actual medications with psychological interventions designed to bolster the placebo response. By merging the power of trust and belief with modern medicine, we can potentially unlock new avenues for healing. In conclusion, the placebo effect serves as a profound reminder that the mind possesses remarkable abilities to influence the body. By believing in the effectiveness of a treatment, individuals can experience tangible, real-world changes. This intricate relationship between mind and body not only reveals the depth of our psychological capacity, but also emphasizes the importance of positive expectations in the journey toward well-being. The fascinate remains, where faith in a mere pill can cultivate genuine physical and emotional transformations, linking human experience to the art and science of healing in the most unexpected of ways. Imagine a moment when you are certain of something that happened. You can recall the colors, the sounds, perhaps even the weather on that day. Now, consider the possibility that this vivid memory might not be as reliable as you think. Welcome to the fascinating world of false memories. The human brain is a complex organ, intricately designed to help us navigate life. However, it is also incredibly malleable, possessing the ability to create memories of events that never occurred. This capacity for crafting memories can sometimes lead to distorted recollections that feel entirely real. One common example of false memories is the childhood memory that so many people share about visiting a theme park with their family. These memories can be vivid. Details like the rides, the food they ate, and laughter echoing through the air come to mind. But what if someone had told you a story about a family trip to that theme park, and your brain mistakenly integrated those experiences into your own life? You now possess a memory that feels overwhelmingly genuine, but is rooted in someone else's account. This phenomenon, known as confabulation, highlights how powerful suggestions can shape our realities. Whether through friends, family stories, or even media portrayals, our brains can easily intertwine genuine memories with fictional ones, forming a tapestry of experiences that feels accurate yet is fundamentally flawed. It poses an intriguing question. How much of what we believe we experienced is real, and how much has been constructed by our imagination or the influence of others? Research in cognitive psychology reveals that even minor suggestions can significantly impact our recollections. For instance, studies show that when individuals are asked leading questions about a specific event, their responses can be skewed. If you were asked whether you saw a broken headlight on a car involved in an accident, and in fact, there was no broken headlight at all, you might later recall seeing it just because of that leading question. It's almost like a movie playing in your head, with scenes altered based on the cues you have received. Another fascinating aspect of false memories is how they can affect eyewitness testimony in legal situations. Cases of mistaken identity can hinge on the reliability of one witness's recollection. When someone swears they saw a specific person at a crime scene, they are often drawing on fragments of memory that can be mixed with their own biases or prior knowledge. In high-stakes situations, such as criminal trials, these misremembered details can have profound consequences, demonstrating how susceptible we are to creating our reality. Advertising and marketing have also exploited the idea of false memories, exploiting our ability to integrate suggestive information into our memory banks. companies craft narratives around their products, planting the notion that consumers have always desired or used their items. With repetition and enticing stories, brands can shape memories that feel accurate, steering us toward believing we need their products, even if we didn't initially want them. On a more personal level, false memories can paint an intriguing picture of our past. Family members often share stories, and over time, those moments become embellished or transformed. Imagine the story of your first school play, where you were so nervous you forgot your line. Over time, the story may evolve to include vivid details about the costumes, the set, and even your teacher's expression. This process of memory alteration can create a richer narrative, but it also raises an important caveat. Memories evolve and are rarely fixed in time. It's important to consider how emotions play a role in false memories. Our emotional states can profoundly impact our memory formation and reconstruction. A moment filled with joy may be remembered vividly, while a distressing experience may be recalled differently based on how we feel about it when we access that memory. Over time, the intense emotions tied to an event can shape how we remember it, sometimes leading to distortion. In a world that increasingly relies on technology, the conversation about false memories is becoming even more relevant. Social media, for example, constantly influences how we perceive our lives and the lives of others. The curated snapshots of experiences can lead us to craft idealized memories of our own lives as we compare them with the highlight reels others share. As we constantly seek validation in this digital space, we risk blending our own experiences with the constructed realities presented online. So, while memories seem solid and trustworthy, they are indeed fluid, shifting, and sometimes entirely unreliable. As we navigate through life, it's essential to remain curious about our memories, recognizing that they may not always encapsulate the truth of what occurred. The brain, with its extraordinary ability to blend fantasy and reality, gives us a continuous reminder that the stories we cherish might be more complicated than we think. In conclusion, the phenomenon of false memories invites us to reconsider our perceptions of the past. Whether shaped by suggestions or layered with imagination, our memories play a central role in forming our identity. Each narrative we hold on to is as much about our experiences as it is about the stories we've absorbed from those around us. Engaging with this understanding encourages us to cherish the moments we believe to be true, while remaining aware of the fluidity of memory itself. The journey of understanding false memories opens up a whole new realm of exploration within the brain, engaging us in a narrative that is constantly being rewritten. In the intricate landscape of the human brain lies a fascinating group of cells known as mirror neurons. Discovered in the 1990s by a team of neuroscientists in Italy, these remarkable cells have transformed our understanding of both empathy and social learning, acting as unspoken bridges between individuals. But what exactly are mirror neurons, and how do they shape our interactions with one another? To put it simply, mirror neurons are special neurons that activate both when we perform an action and when we observe someone else performing the same action. Imagine watching a friend take a sip from a glass of water. At that very moment, specific mirror neurons in your brain fire up, as if you are participating in the action yourself. This phenomenon plays a crucial role in how we connect with others on an emotional and intellectual level. The significance of mirror neurons extends beyond mere observation. They provide the foundational mechanisms for empathy, allowing us to understand and even feel the emotions of another person. When we see someone laughing, Our mirror neurons help us resonate with their joy. Conversely, witnessing someone's sadness can evoke a sense of compassion within us. This deep ability to share in the feelings of others not only enriches our interpersonal relationships, but also fosters a sense of community and belonging, strengthening the bonds that tie us together. Consider a simple scenario. You enter a crowded room filled with people engaged in lively conversation. As you observe a group laughing, you might find yourself smiling without even realizing it. This instinctual reaction is influenced by your mirror neurons, instinctively mimicking the joy expressed by others. Your body and mind become attuned to the emotional atmosphere of the room, helping you navigate social interactions seamlessly. Moreover, mirror neurons also play a critical role in our learning processes, particularly through imitation. From the moment we enter the world, we are hardwired to learn by watching and mimicking those around us. Infants, for instance, begin by imitating facial expressions and gestures. When a baby watches their parents smile, their brain's mirror neurons activate, prompting them to replicate that expression. This form of learning is not limited to facial expressions. It extends to actions as well, from simple behaviors like clapping hands to more complex skills like riding a bicycle or playing a musical instrument. The implications of mirror neurons stretch far beyond the individual. In group settings, they help to create synchronization among people. This can be seen in concert crowds where thousands of fans sing in unison, or during sporting events when an entire stadium erupts in cheer. Each individual's neurons resonate with those of the group, fostering a collective experience that transcends mere observation. Interestingly, the influence of mirror neurons is not just confined to humans. Research has shown that many social animals exhibit similar neural properties. For example, primates display mirror neuron activity while observing others in their group, showcasing their ability to empathize and learn in social contexts. This suggests that the roots of empathy and social learning run deep in the evolutionary tree, connecting not only us, but various species that share these remarkable brain mechanisms. However, the power of mirror neurons is not entirely without complexity. For some individuals, particularly those on the autism spectrum, the functioning of these neurons may differ. This can impact their ability to interpret and respond to social cues, highlighting the role of mirror neurons in the broader discussion of social cognition. Understanding these differences can lead to more effective strategies in communicating and connecting with others in diverse ways. As we continue to explore the realm of mirror neurons, we unravel not just the mechanics of empathy and learning, but also the very essence of our social nature. These neurons remind us that we are intimately tied to one another, that every expression, gesture, and action has the potential to ripple through the minds of those around us. In a world that often feels fragmented, the existence of mirror neurons offers a reassuring truth. Our ability to connect, to understand, and to share experiences is both a gift and a fundamental part of our humanity. So, the next time you witness a child mimicking their parent, or feel a wave of emotion wash over you while watching a scene in a movie, remember that those spontaneous responses are fueled by the magic of mirror. They weave together the threads of our social fabric, illuminating the pathways through which we learn and empathize. Embrace this incredible aspect of human nature, and let it remind you of our shared experiences and connections that enrich our lives. The brain's reward system is a fascinating and complex network that plays a critical role in how we behave and make decisions. At the heart of this system is a neurotransmitter called dopamine, often referred to as the feel-good chemical. Understanding how dopamine works can provide insights into our daily lives and the choices we make, as well as shed light on issues like habit formation and addiction. Dopamine is released when we experience something pleasurable, such as eating a delicious meal, engaging in enjoyable activities, or even receiving compliments. This release creates a feeling of happiness and satisfaction, encouraging us to seek out similar experiences in the future. Think of the first bite of your favorite dessert. That immediate rush of sweetness not only delights your taste buds, but also signals your brain to crave more. This connection between satisfaction and behavior drives us to repeat actions that yield positive outcomes. The brain's reward system is not just about indulgence. It also plays a fundamental role in survival. For instance, finding food is crucial for our well-being. When we eat, our body releases dopamine, reinforcing the behavior of seeking food. Similarly, social interactions trigger dopamine release, fostering connections and relationships that are essential for our emotional health. In essence, the brain rewards behaviors that are beneficial for us, ensuring that we are motivated to continue engaging in those behaviors. As we engage in activities that stimulate dopamine release, we begin to form habits. These habits can be positive or negative, depending on the nature of the behavior. For example, someone might develop a habit of exercising regularly because the physical activity provides them with a sense of accomplishment and joy, leading to dopamine release. On the other hand, a person who frequently consumes sugary snacks may find themselves in a cycle where their brain is trained to seek out those snacks for the pleasurable dopamine rush they deliver. However, the relationship between dopamine and behavior can sometimes take a darker turn. This is particularly evident in cases of addiction. When substances like drugs or alcohol enter the picture, they can hijack this natural reward system. These substances often cause an exaggerated release of dopamine, far exceeding what is triggered by more natural behaviors. The brain begins to associate drug use with intense pleasure, leading individuals to repeat the behavior despite negative consequences. This pattern can create a powerful loop that is hard to break. This process is not just limited to substances. Activities such as gambling or excessive gaming can also lead to similar patterns of behavior. When individuals engage in these actions and experience the thrill of winning or accomplishing tasks, dopamine is released, which can create a strong desire to do it again. Over time, the brain may crave these high dopamine experiences more than healthier or more balanced activities. Understanding the brain's reward system highlights the importance of awareness in forming habits. By consciously choosing to engage in rewarding activities that promote positive outcomes, we can reshape our behaviors. Instead of reaching for that sugary snack, for example, one might opt for a walk outdoors, which also releases dopamine and fosters a sense of well-being. Small changes can lead to significant shifts in our habits and overall quality of life. Moreover, this knowledge can empower individuals to combat negative patterns. Recognizing that the brain's reward system can lead us into cycles of behavior gives us the tools to make more informed choices. Whether it's finding healthier alternatives or seeking support for breaking free from addiction, understanding how dopamine influences our actions can pave the way for recovery and growth. In addition to individual choices, societal factors play a crucial role in shaping behaviors related to dopamine. For instance, advertising often exploits our brain's reward system by promoting products that promise instant gratification. In our fast-paced world, we are constantly bombarded with stimuli that aim to capture our attention and trigger dopamine release. Awareness of these influences can help us navigate a cluttered environment and make choices that align with our values and long-term goals. Lastly, Nurturing our brain's reward system can enhance overall happiness. Engaging in activities such as creative hobbies, spending time with loved ones, or learning new skills can provide fulfilling experiences that naturally stimulate dopamine release. The more we cultivate environments and experiences that foster genuine joy, the more resilient our habits will become. By understanding the brain's reward system and the pivotal role of dopamine, we can navigate our choices more consciously. This insight into our neural mechanics not only sheds light on the roots of our behaviors, but also empowers us to make positive shifts in pursuit of a more fulfilling life. Embracing this knowledge can guide us toward healthier habits, enriching experiences, and a greater sense of connection with ourselves and those around us. Lucid dreaming is a fascinating phenomenon that occurs during the dream state. During these experiences, individuals become aware that they are dreaming. This awareness can open up a whole new realm of possibilities within the dream, allowing for a unique blend of consciousness and creativity. Imagine a world where anything is possible, limited only by the boundaries of your imagination. In a lucid dream, the dreamer can often manipulate the environment, choose what they want to do, and interact with dream characters in ways that feel vividly real. For example, you might find yourself soaring through the skies like a bird, exploring vast landscapes that shift and change with your thoughts. You could visit places that exist only in your mind, or even have conversations with people from your past or fantasy figures you've created. The journey into lucid dreaming starts with a simple awareness of your surroundings. You might notice something unusual in your dream, like a clock that keeps changing time, or a friend who behaves differently than they would in real life. Recognizing these anomalies can trigger the realization that you are in a dream. Once you reach this level of awareness, the experience transforms into something profound. Many dreamers develop techniques to enhance their ability to enter this state. One common method involves reality checks throughout the day. For instance, you might look at your hands, checking to see if they appear normal. In a dream, your hands might look distorted or unusual. By consistently practicing this habit while awake, you increase the likelihood of performing a reality check while dreaming, helping you recognize when you are in a dream. Another strategy involves keeping a dream journal. By writing down dreams upon waking, individuals improve their dream recall and gain insights into their dream patterns. Over time, this practice can lead to an increased ability to recognize dreams and become lucid. Each entry in your journal serves as a stepping stone toward understanding the rich tapestry of your subconscious mind. Lucid dreaming can also foster creativity and problem-solving. Artists, writers, and musicians have reported using their lucid dreams to explore new ideas and concepts. Imagine dreaming of a breathtaking landscape that inspires your next painting, or encountering a character that sparks an innovative story. The dream state becomes a canvas for creativity, where the limitations of waking life no longer apply. Moreover, the experience of being conscious in a dream can offer ways to confront fears and anxieties. By revisiting dreams that feature subjects that cause unease, individuals can approach these elements with a sense of control. Picture facing a tall, menacing figure in your dream. In a typical dream, you might feel helpless, but in a lucid state, you can choose to confront the figure or even transform it into something less daunting. This process can be empowering and might even lead to breakthroughs in waking life. Interestingly, studies suggest that practicing lucid dreaming might enhance skills and improve performance. Athletes, for instance, have used their dreams to visualize techniques and rehearse movements. This mental practice can reinforce muscle memory and enhance real-world performance. Picture yourself perfecting a tricky maneuver in a lucid state, fully aware that your mind is charting the course for your body to follow when the time comes. There is also a wonderful element of exploration associated with lucid dreaming. Dreamers often describe the experience of traveling to extraordinary places that don't exist in reality. You might stroll through a grand castle filled with whimsical creatures, or walk along the surface of a distant planet with breathtaking views of celestial wonders. The sensory experiences are vivid, with colors brighter and sounds sharper than anything imaginable in waking life. The sense of freedom in these dreams can be exhilarating. You might find yourself engaging in fantastical activities, breathing underwater, interacting with animals that speak, or even bending the laws of physics. The possibilities are endless, governed only by the limits of your imagination. This type of exploration can leave you feeling empowered and invigorated. As with any skill, the practice of lucid dreaming benefits from patience and persistence. It can take time to develop the ability to control dreams, but the rewards are often worth the effort. Some might only experience lucidity occasionally, while others may engage in frequent lucid adventures. Regardless of frequency, each experience offers valuable insights into one's own psyche. In conclusion, lucid dreaming is not just a fascinating subject, but a rich landscape waiting to be explored. It invites creativity, self-discovery, and personal empowerment, allowing dreamers to interact with their subconscious in profound ways. Whether soaring through the skies or challenging fears, lucid dreams offer an unprecedented opportunity to engage with the mind's limitless possibilities. With practice and a bit of determination, anyone can unlock the door to this mesmerizing realm, becoming the architects of their own dream world. Through curiosity and exploration, the narrative of one's dreams unfolds like an expansive tapestry, each dream a unique thread woven into the intricate fabric of experiences that shape us. Cognitive dissonance is a fascinating concept that highlights the inner workings of our minds and the way we navigate our beliefs and actions. Imagine you have a strong belief that eating healthy is essential for a good life. You spend time researching nutritious foods, reading articles about the benefits of a balanced diet, and maybe even sharing this knowledge with friends. Now, picture yourself at a gathering, surrounded by delicious but less nutritious food. You find yourself reaching for a slice of cake, convincing yourself it is just one piece and won't hurt you. This internal conflict between your belief in eating healthy and your choice to indulge can create a feeling of discomfort, almost as if there is a disagreement happening inside your mind. This is cognitive dissonance at work. Essentially, it becomes a moment where your thoughts and actions clash, creating a tension that your brain instinctively wants to resolve. To understand this better, consider another scenario. You value honesty deeply. You often tell your friends that honesty is the best policy and that lying can damage trust. However, you might find yourself in a situation where you tell a white lie to avoid hurting someone's feelings. This action stands in stark contrast to your belief in honesty, raising that discomfort yet again. When faced with cognitive dissonance, individuals often resort to various strategies to reduce the tension. One way is to change their beliefs to align with their actions. In the earlier example of healthy eating, you might downplay the importance of a strict diet, convincing yourself that enjoying food is more crucial and that balance is key. In essence, you adjust your belief system to alleviate the conflict. Another strategy is to change your actions to match your beliefs. If you find yourself feeling guilty after eating that slice of cake, you might decide to commit to healthier eating habits in the following days. This adjustment might involve planning meals, avoiding treats, or upping your activity levels to feel aligned with your initial belief. A third common reaction is to ignore or deny the dissonance altogether. This might look like justifying unhealthy eating habits by believing that life is too short to deny yourself pleasures, or arguing that everyone indulges sometimes. By leaning on these justifications, you manage to push aside the uncomfortable feelings associated with your conflicted beliefs and actions. Cognitive dissonance is not limited to personal habits. It can emerge in various areas of our lives, including social relationships, politics, and even environmental issues. Take, for example, an individual who cares about the environment deeply. They may advocate for sustainable living and express concern over climate change. Yet, when it comes time to travel, they might fly frequently, knowing that air travel contributes to carbon emissions. This conflict can create dissonance, prompting them to either adjust their travel habits, rationalize their choices, or change their perspective on the environmental impact of flying. Furthermore, cognitive dissonance can influence our decisions about larger global matters. A person who believes in social justice may advocate for equality and inclusivity, but find themselves in situations where they witness discrimination without taking action. The discomfort from the internal conflict may encourage them to either speak out, seek knowledge about the issue, or alter their beliefs to feel less conflicted. One of the most interesting aspects of cognitive dissonance is its role in shaping who we are. By facing these internal conflicts, we often find opportunities for growth. When we reconcile beliefs and actions or navigate the discomfort of dissonance, we can develop a more nuanced understanding of ourselves and others. This process encourages reflection and the examination of our values, leading to potential changes that align our actions more closely with our beliefs. In a way, cognitive dissonance can serve as a compass, pointing us toward areas in our lives that may require attention or adjustment. It challenges us to analyze our decisions and encourages a deeper understanding of our motivations. Experiencing dissonance is, in many ways, a normal part of being human. As our beliefs evolve, so too do our actions. Each experience adds to our understanding, ultimately shaping our character and perspective. Therefore, the next time you find yourself in a situation where your beliefs and actions seem at odds, remember that you are not alone. The process of facing cognitive dissonance is a universal experience that can lead to personal growth, a clearer understanding of our values, and a more authentic way of living. Embrace these moments, for they can guide you toward a more aligned and fulfilling life. In conclusion, cognitive dissonance plays a significant role in how we interact with the world. It is a powerful reminder that our beliefs and actions must often coexist in a delicate balance. By acknowledging and addressing this dissonance, we embark on a journey of self-discovery and transformation. The amygdala, a small almond-shaped cluster of nuclei located deep within the temporal lobes of the brain, plays a pivotal role in processing emotions, particularly fear. It is fascinating to consider how this tiny structure influences our reactions to perceived threats, often acting long before we can consciously assess a situation. In essence, the amygdala serves as a rapid response system. It triggers reactions that are deeply rooted in instinctive survival mechanisms, honed over millions of years of evolution. Imagine walking through a dense forest on a sunny day. Birds chirp cheerfully around you, and the light filters softly through the leaves. Suddenly, out of the corner of your eye, you spot a snake slithering across your path. In that instant, your heart races, Your palms sweat, and you may even freeze in place. This immediate response is not a conscious decision, but a primal reflex initiated by your amygdala. It perceives the potential danger before your rational brain has the chance to process what it truly is. This reaction is universally applicable. For example, think about the way a loud noise can startle you. Perhaps a car backfires unexpectedly as you walk along the street. Before you have time to think about what it was, your body reacts instinctively. You might jump, look around, or even prepare to run. These quick responses are essential for survival, as they enable us to react to threats detected in our environment without the delay of careful consideration. Interestingly, the amygdala doesn't act alone. It is part of a larger network that includes the thalamus and the prefrontal cortex. The thalamus acts as a relay station, sending sensory information to the amygdala almost instantaneously. This is why you often react to danger faster than you can think about it. After the amygdala receives the information, it can send signals to various areas of the brain to prepare your body for action. These signals can increase your heart rate, enhance your senses, and prepare your muscles for a sprint or fight, known as the fight or flight response. While this survival mechanism is vital, it can have downsides in our modern lives. Many of us experience irrational fears or anxiety that don't arise from immediate threats. For instance, approaching a podium to give a speech might fill you with trepidation, even though you are safe in that moment. In this case, the amygdala can be overly reactive, triggering a fear response without an actual danger present. This heightened sensitivity can stem from past experiences or innate predispositions. Yet, it serves as a reminder that our primal fear responses can sometimes distort our perception of reality. Research has shown that even when our minds have had an opportunity to process a situation, the amygdala can still influence our feelings. For example, if someone has had a negative encounter with a dog in childhood, they may feel a rush of fear when encountering a dog again, regardless of whether the new dog is friendly. This highlights the amygdala's role in emotional memory, linking past experiences with present reactions. It's essential to recognize how our environments and experiences shape the way our amygdala responds to stimuli. As we navigate through life, our brain constantly evaluates our surroundings, weighing potential threats against learned or instinctual responses. This is a learned process that evolves over time. What we perceive as threats can vary based on our individual experiences, background, and even cultural context. Moreover, the influence of the amygdala extends beyond just fear. This small brain structure is also involved in processing pleasure and other emotions, creating a complex interplay of feelings that shapes human behavior. It facilitates the strong emotions associated with significant life events, whether they be joyous or terrifying. Let's consider an everyday situation. Walking alone at night. The moon casts soft shadows on the ground. Your heart beats slightly faster as you hear rustling in the bushes nearby. Is it an animal? Is someone lurking? In this scenario, your amygdala kicks into gear, assessing the situation for danger. At this moment, the amygdala acts as your protector, vigilant and alert, ready to react to safeguard you from potential harm. In contrast, the more you experience various contexts, such as walking the same path repeatedly, your brain begins to signify the area as safe. The amygdala learns to associate the location with peace rather than danger, underscoring its role in learning as well as reaction. This capacity to adapt is crucial. Our brains must be flexible to navigate diverse experiences. Research continues to explore the amygdala's functionality, revealing its profound impact on our daily lives. This small structure not only governs immediate reactions, but also weaves in a tapestry of emotional understanding, helping us relate to others based on shared experiences of fear or joy. Ultimately, the amygdala's instincts serve to protect us, guiding us through a world that can be unpredictable and sometimes perilous. It is a testament to our evolutionary heritage, a reminder of how our bodies and brains have evolved to ensure our survival. By understanding the role of the amygdala in our fear responses, we gain insights into not only our instincts, but also our interactions with the world around us. This knowledge empowers us to reflect on our feelings, whether they are rooted in primal fear or shaped by the complexities of modern life. Selective attention is a fascinating cognitive process that allows individuals to focus on specific aspects of their environment while filtering out irrelevant information. Imagine walking through a busy city street, filled with a cacophony of sounds. Car horns blare, people chat animatedly, and street performers captivate passers-by. Amidst this sensory overload, how do you manage to tune into the one conversation that piques your interest or hear your name called by a friend? This is where selective attention comes into play. Our brains are constantly bombarded with an overwhelming amount of stimuli, much more than we can consciously process at any given time. To cope with this flood of information, our minds have developed a remarkable ability to prioritize, focusing on what we consider most pertinent for our immediate needs. This process is akin to using a spotlight in a dimly lit room. It illuminates what you need to see, while keeping the surrounding shadows obscure. One classic example of selective attention can be illustrated by the famous invisible gorilla experiment. In this study, observers are shown video footage of two teams passing a basketball back and forth. Viewers are instructed to count the number of passes made by one team. Remarkably, many people fail to notice a person dressed in a gorilla suit walking through the scene, waving their arms, and then exiting. The gorilla is a striking presence, yet because the observers are focused intently on counting passes, the brain filters out this unexpected element. This phenomenon highlights how selective attention can lead us to miss significant visual details, simply because we are concentrating on something else. Another instance is in conversations within a crowded room, often referred to as the cocktail party effect. You might find yourself engaged in a deep discussion with a friend, successfully ignoring the din of chatter and clinking glasses surrounding you. However, the moment someone nearby mentions your name or another topic of interest, your attention shifts immediately, demonstrating that your brain is continually scanning for relevant information, even when you seem focused elsewhere. Selective attention also plays a role in everyday tasks. When reading a book, your mind filters out distractions such as background noise or your smartphone's notifications, allowing you to immerse yourself in the story. Yet, if something captures your focus, a sudden noise or movement, your reading may be disrupted as your attention pivots toward the new stimulus. This remarkable filtering process extends beyond visual and auditory information. It can influence our perceptions of taste, touch, and smell as well. Consider the experience of enjoying a meal in a vibrant restaurant. You might find that the flavors of your dish stand out amid the aromas wafting from nearby tables, despite the clatter of dishes and the hum of conversations around you. Your brain helps you concentrate on the tastes that matter most, prioritizing sensory input that contributes to your dining experience. Selective attention is not just a skill. It is a necessity for navigating our complex world. However, it is important to understand that this filtering process can also lead to errors in judgment or perception. When we focus on specific details, we may overlook the bigger picture or fail to notice other critical information. This is evident in driving situations where focusing intently on navigating a specific route can cause a driver to miss pedestrians or traffic signals, resulting in dangerous outcomes. In today's world, where information is readily available and distractions are plentiful, harnessing selective attention has become increasingly valuable. It is a skill that can be developed and improved over time. Techniques such as mindfulness and intentional focus training can enhance your ability to concentrate on what truly matters. By practicing being present in the moment and actively engaging with your surroundings, you can strengthen your selective attention. Consider the impact on productivity in the workplace. Many people struggle with multitasking, attempting to juggle multiple tasks at once. However, research has shown that focusing on one task at a time often leads to better outcomes. Emphasizing selective attention can help you complete projects more efficiently and with greater accuracy. For example, rather than switching between emails, meetings, and reports, dedicating uninterrupted time to a single task can lead to deeper engagement and higher quality work. In the realm of learning, selective attention is also crucial. When students engage with material, their ability to concentrate on key concepts while filtering out distractions can significantly influence their comprehension and retention rates. Techniques like summarizing information, utilizing visual aids, and minimizing external interruptions can enhance this process. In conclusion, selective attention serves as a powerful tool that shapes our experiences, influences our interactions, and enhances our ability to navigate a complex world filled with varied stimuli. It is a natural ability that we all possess, but understanding and harnessing its potential can lead to a more fulfilling life. By learning to manage where we direct our attention, we can improve our focus, enhance our learning, and find greater enjoyment in both our personal and professional lives. As you move through each day, take a moment to appreciate the intricate dance of your mind as it filters through the myriad of information, helping you to zoom in on what truly captures your interest. Imagine walking through a vibrant garden where every sound you hear is not just a wave in the air, but a burst of color that dances in your mind. This fascinating experience is known as synesthesia, a unique neurological phenomenon where stimulation of one sensory pathway leads to automatic and involuntary experiences in another sensory pathway. For those who possess this extraordinary ability, the world is a rich tapestry woven from sights, sounds, tastes, and feelings, each connected in ways that most people will never experience. For example, a person with synesthesia might hear music and perceive it as a series of vivid colors. Each note could evoke a different shade, creating a mental kaleidoscope that swirls and shifts with each chord. Imagine listening to a gentle piano melody, only to see soft blues and greens twinkling like stars in the night sky. This auditory-visual connection can transform the simple act of listening into an artistic experience, engaging the imagination in a way that is deeply enriching. Numbers can also take on a life of their own in a synesthetic mind. Consider a person who sees the number 8 as a deep purple, while the number 3 glows in a warm yellow. For them, each digit is not just a mathematical symbol, but a character in an imaginative story filled with personality and color. They may find themselves feeling drawn to certain numbers based on their colors, creating an emotional bond that can guide their preferences and choices in everyday life. There are many types of synesthesia, each weaving its own unique narrative. Grapheme color synesthesia is one of the most common forms, where letters and numbers evoke specific colors. This might lead to a fascinating experience in the classroom. While others see printed letters as black and white, A synesthete might see the letter A as a bright red and the letter B as a deep blue. This vivid connection enhances their ability to remember information, casting a colorful glow over the learning process. Musical synesthesia is equally mesmerizing. Imagine listening to a symphony where each instrument radiates its own spectrum of colors. The strings might shimmer like golden light, while the brass section explodes in fiery reds and oranges. Such a beautiful connection allows musicians to explore their art in ways others cannot. For those who can perceive color through sound, it deepens their understanding and appreciation of music, inviting them into a world where auditory and visual creativity intertwine. This blending of senses is not just a curious quirk of perception. Many synesthetes find that it can enhance creativity as well. Artists, writers, and musicians often report that their unique sensory experiences contribute to their work, allowing them to express themselves in innovative and groundbreaking ways. A painter might create a piece as a response to a particular sound, filling the canvas with hues that represent the music they hear. A poet might describe a feeling that is enriched by colors that resonate with a tune they had in their mind. Although synesthesia has been around for centuries, it was not until the late 19th and early 20th centuries that scientists began to study this captivating phenomenon. As research evolved, it revealed intriguing insights into brain connectivity, showing how certain pathways might overlap in individuals with synesthesia. This has led to a growing interest in understanding how the brain processes sensory information and how some individuals experience a world that is profoundly different from the norm. Not everyone experiences synesthesia, but those who do often describe it as a gift. It encourages a heightened sensitivity to beauty and an appreciation for the interconnectedness of different aspects of life. A musician playing a soulful tune may find themselves overwhelmed by colors that create an emotional landscape, leading them to explore themes of love, loss, or joy in their work. The phenomenon also evokes curiosity and fascination among those who encounter it. Many people are intrigued by the idea of experiencing the world through a synesthetic lens. It raises questions about perception and reality, inviting us to consider how others experience their environment. If numbers could sing in colors, or sounds could paint a picture, what would our daily lives look like? In many ways, synesthesia reminds us of the beauty of human variation. Each individual's experience is distinct, encompassing a rich sensory world. While synesthetic experiences might occasionally overwhelm their owners, they undoubtedly add depth to their lives. In conclusion, synesthesia illustrates the incredible complexity of the human brain and our sensory experiences. With each person's unique interpretation of colors, sounds, and numbers, we are invited into a multicolored world that dances at the edges of our imagination. Those who live with this blending of senses experience life through an extraordinary lens, enriching not only their existence, but the lives of those around them. How fascinating it is to consider that within our diverse human experience, there are windows into reality that many will never even glimpse. Emotional contagion is a fascinating phenomenon that highlights the interconnectedness of human emotions. Have you ever walked into a room where people are laughing and smiling and felt an immediate lift in your own mood? Or perhaps you've entered a space where tension and sadness hang in the air, leaving you feeling heavy-hearted. This is not just a coincidence. It's a reflection of emotional contagion in action. At its core, emotional contagion describes the process by which one person's feelings influence another's. It occurs naturally and often subconsciously. For example, think about how a child may giggle uncontrollably when they see others laughing, utterly unaware of how their joy spreads. Similarly, in a less joyful setting, a single frown or a sigh can ripple through a group, lowering the spirits of those nearby. This demonstrates how deeply connected we are, often responding to the emotional cues of others without even realizing it. Scientific research supports this idea. Brain studies show that our brains are wired to resonate with the emotions of those around us. This is partly because of mirror neurons, which help us empathize with others. When we see someone smile, our brain instinctively sets off a chain reaction that can enhance our own feelings of happiness. Conversely, witnessing sadness or anger can trigger a similar response, leading us to experience those emotions ourselves. This emotional exchange is not limited to being in the same physical space. In today's digital age, emotions can easily transmit through screens as well. Consider how a heartfelt social media post or an inspiring video can elicit tears or laughter from thousands, even millions, of viewers worldwide. Our digital interactions can amplify feelings, often connecting us with others in ways that transcend distance. Interestingly, emotional contagion can have both positive and negative impacts. On the positive side, being around positive, enthusiastic individuals can enhance your creativity and overall outlook on life. For instance, team environments that foster cheerfulness and support can greatly boost morale and productivity. If you've ever been part of a group project that buzzed with excitement, you likely experienced the lifting energy that comes when people feel connected and motivated together. On the flip side, negative emotions can spread just as easily. In a workplace characterized by cynicism or negativity, it can be challenging to maintain a sense of optimism. Negative emotions can lead to a downward spiral, where one person's frustration spills over into a group, amplifying discontent and making it difficult to stay engaged or motivated. Awareness of this emotional contagion can empower us to take control of the emotional climate we create around ourselves. For instance, by consciously cultivating a positive attitude, you can influence your interactions with others, sparking joy and enthusiasm in those you encounter. Simple gestures, such as a warm smile or a kind word, can create a ripple effect, encouraging a more uplifting atmosphere. Social settings, be they family gatherings, parties, or community events, often serve as breeding grounds for emotional contagion. These environments allow us to share our feelings openly and draw from the collective emotional experiences of others. The warmth of a group can foster belonging and comfort, gently carrying individuals along and helping them to resonate with the happiness or unity experienced collectively. Moreover, emotional contagion can extend beyond immediate social circles. For example, acts of kindness can have a cascading impact. When someone witnesses a good deed, they may feel inspired to pay it forward, creating a network of goodwill that enhances the overall mood of a community. This is where the idea that a single act of kindness can change the world begins to take shape. In conclusion, emotional contagion is a powerful force that illustrates how deeply we are affected by the feelings of others. Recognizing and understanding this dynamic allows us to harness its potential, creating positive emotional exchanges that enrich our lives and those of others. By nurturing our emotional environment, we can foster connections that uplift everyone around us, converting our shared spaces into havens of happiness and fulfillment. Whether through laughter, kindness, or shared experiences, we hold the key to influencing the emotional tapestry that connects us all. So embrace the feelings that travel between us and let them enhance not just your own life, but the lives of those who share your journey. Déjà vu is a fascinating phenomenon that many people experience at some point in their lives. It is that eerie sensation when you find yourself in a situation that feels uncannily familiar, as if you've lived that moment before. Picture this. You walk into a quaint coffee shop you've never been to, yet the arrangement of the furniture, the faces of the baristas, even the smell of the brewing coffee seems oddly familiar. This moment can trigger a wave of confusion mixed with wonder, as you realize it should be new to you. This feeling is typically fleeting, often lasting just a few seconds and leaving you questioning your memory. Researchers estimate that about 2/3 of people have experienced déjà vu at least once, and it often occurs in younger adults, particularly those between the ages of 15 and 25. So what is happening in our brains during these uncanny moments? Many scientists believe that déjà vu arises from a miscommunication in the brain. Our brain constantly processes a flurry of information, sorting and categorizing our experiences as they happen. Sometimes, our brains might misfire, leading to a crossover of memories, contributing to that feeling of familiarity. Imagine your brain as a busy traffic intersection. When everything is running smoothly, cars follow their designated paths without interference. However, every now and then, there could be a mix-up, where one road crosses another unexpectedly, resulting in a collision or a unique traffic experience. Similarly, in moments of déjà vu, your brain might mistakenly link a current experience with a past one that you cannot quite place. Interestingly, researchers have explored various theories about why déjà vu occurs. One popular theory is related to memory processing and the way our brain sorts through experiences. For example, when you enter a new location, your brain rapidly collects visual and environmental cues, the colors of the walls, the arrangement of tables, and the general atmosphere. If the brain processes these cues too quickly or in a fragmented way, it may mistakenly interpret them as being part of a prior memory, sparking that nagging sense of familiarity. Another fascinating angle comes from examining how stress or anxiety levels can impact our brains. Some studies suggest that individuals who suffer from high levels of anxiety may experience déjà vu more frequently. It's as if their brains are responding to the overwhelming feelings of uncertainty by drawing connections from old experiences. Therefore, when you feel stressed in a new environment, your brain might rush to find comforting memories to draw from, leading to an experience of familiarity instead. Across cultures and through history, déjà vu has intrigued people. In ancient times, it was sometimes viewed as a supernatural experience or a glimpse into a parallel universe. Many believed that these fleeting moments were encounters with alternate realities, where experienced moments coincided with different paths in life. Today, although we have a better understanding of the psychological and neurological factors involved, the mystery of why and how it occurs remains largely unsolved. Déjà vu can be regarded as a playful reminder of our complex brain. It operates through a combination of memories, experiences, and perceptions. Next time you experience this sensation, consider how remarkable it is that your brain can create these momentary connections. It's a gentle nudge from your mind, an invitation to reflect on the myriad of experiences that shape your identity. Additionally, the phenomenon can serve as an interesting lens through which to understand memory itself. Memory is not a perfect recording of our past, but rather a constantly evolving narrative. Each recollection is influenced by our current emotions, thoughts, and even the very context in which we find ourselves. So the déjà vu you experience today may be tied to various factors, from past encounters and familiar surroundings to your emotional state at that very moment. Furthermore, studies have shown that certain brain-related conditions, such as temporal lobe epilepsy, can lead to heightened experiences of déjà vu. While most people encounter the phenomenon occasionally and without concern, it can serve as a useful tool for scientists studying the workings of the human brain. Through this exploration, researchers can glean insights into memory formation, recognition, and the fine line between familiarity and novelty. In conclusion, whether you see it as an intriguing psychological mishap or a deeper glimpse into the workings of the mind, déjà vu remains an engaging phenomenon. So the next time you find yourself in a space that feels oddly familiar, take a moment to savor that unique experience. It reminds us that reality is often layered, filled with connections and intersections that our minds create, sometimes leading to delightful surprises in the journey of our daily lives. Enjoy these moments of puzzlement as they reflect the complexity of your existence and the intricate nature of human consciousness. The Stroop Effect is a fascinating psychological phenomenon that reveals just how our brains process information. It was first introduced in 1935 by John Ridley Stroop and has since become a staple in cognitive psychology. The essence of the Stroop Effect lies in the interaction between reading and color perception, which sometimes creates a delightful confusion in our brains, showcasing how automatic processes can interfere with each other. Imagine you are presented with a list of words, but instead of the meanings you would typically encounter, the colors of the words themselves are incongruent with the words' meanings. For instance, you might see the word red printed in blue ink. You know that the word refers to a color, but there's a moment of hesitation as your mind grapples with the conflicting cues. This disparity leads to a slower reaction time when you are asked to name the color of the ink instead of reading the word itself. The Stroop Effect highlights how our brains are wired to give priority to automatic processes, like reading, which is so second nature that it can overshadow other cognitive tasks. To understand more deeply, consider this example. You are shown the word green, but it's written in red ink. When you are asked to state the color of the ink, your automatic response might be to read the word, saying green. However, a split second later, you realize the question was about the ink color, and you have to correct yourself to say red. This simple task becomes more complex due to the interference from your brain's automatic reading mechanism and creates a moment of cognitive dissonance. And the implications of the Stroop Effect stretch beyond mere word color games. It serves as a window into the ways our brains handle conflicting information. This experiment has significant findings regarding cognitive flexibility. Cognitive flexibility is our ability to adapt our thinking and behavior in response to changing situations. When faced with a conflict or distractions, our ability to focus fades, demonstrating how automatic processes can dominate our cognitive resources. Interestingly, individual differences can greatly affect how prominently the Stroop Effect manifests. For example, people who are highly proficient in reading may experience more pronounced delays in their reaction time when faced with incongruent word and ink pairings. This suggests that the more fluent we become in a skill, the stronger the automatic response associated with it. Conversely, someone who reads less frequently might not exhibit the same degree of interference, showing that practice and familiarity play crucial roles in how we process information. Another insight from the Stroop Effect can be seen in its application in everyday life. It mirrors situations where we have to prioritize information. Think about multitasking, for example. When we try to juggle several tasks at once, our attention can scatter, leading to errors and slower performance. Just like the confusion between word meaning and ink color, competing demands on our attention can lead to cognitive overload. Further, developers have used the Stroop Effect in various therapeutic and educational settings. It has been employed in assessing mental processing speed and control in individuals with different cognitive abilities. For instance, those with attention deficit disorders may show more significant interference in their reaction time during the Stroop test, suggesting areas where they might benefit from targeted interventions to enhance their cognitive control. The Stroop effect also has a playful side. You might have come across fun Stroop tests or games online that challenge players to quickly name colors with mismatching words. These games can be enjoyable ways to experience this cognitive phenomenon firsthand. They offer not only entertainment, but also an engaging method to exercise and become more aware of our mental processes. Moreover, the effect extends beyond English and can be applied in various languages, revealing interesting insights about linguistic processing. Different languages may have distinct characteristics that affect how quickly one can resolve the Stroop effect, which adds another layer of complexity to our understanding of cognitive processing across cultures. Additionally, if you think about it, the difficulty we experience in responding under the conditions of the Stroop test can be paralleled in numerous real-life situations. Whether it's reacting to traffic signals while being distracted by your smartphone, or trying to concentrate on important tasks within a noisy environment, the brain's response to conflicting stimuli is a constant challenge we face in modern life. In conclusion, the Stroop effect is not only a clever experiment, but also a profound insight into the mechanics of our cognitive processes. It illustrates how our brains navigate the complex world of conflicting information, where automatic responses often challenge our deliberate thinking. This effect captures a slice of the intricate ballet our brains perform every day, balancing efficiency and accuracy while managing a plethora of sensory inputs and cognitive demands. Understanding this fascinating interplay can provide us with greater awareness of our cognitive strengths and the occasional quirks that make us human. Cognitive biases are fascinating phenomena that impact our thoughts, perceptions, and decisions every single day. You might find it incredible how these mental shortcuts, often developed unconsciously, can shape the way you experience the world around you. These biases are like small filters through which we process information, making it much simpler and faster to navigate complex situations. However, they can also lead to errors in judgment and understanding. One common cognitive bias is the confirmation bias. This occurs when individuals favor information that confirms their existing beliefs, while dismissing or undervaluing evidence that might contradict them. For instance, imagine two friends discussing politics. One friend leans towards a certain political party. If they read an article that supports their viewpoint, they might share it enthusiastically. But if they come across an article that criticizes their party, they might ignore it or label it as unreliable without examining it closely. This bias often reinforces existing opinions and can create a division among groups. Then, there's the anchoring effect, which is another intriguing cognitive bias. This happens when individuals rely too heavily on the first piece of information they encounter when making decisions. For example, suppose you're shopping for a car and you see a model priced at $30,000. This price sets an anchor in your mind. Even if you later see another similar model for $25,000, you might perceive it as an excellent deal because of the high anchor set by the first car's price. This bias can significantly influence purchasing decisions and negotiation strategies. Another fascinating concept is the availability heuristic. This cognitive shortcut leads us to overestimate the importance of information that's readily available to us. For instance, if someone frequently watches the news, They may begin to believe that crimes are more prevalent than they actually are because they are consistently exposed to crime-related stories. Consequently, they might avoid certain areas due to a heightened sense of fear that may not be rooted in factual crime statistics. This bias underscores how our perceptions can be heavily influenced by recent experiences or vivid examples. Loss aversion is another critical cognitive bias that can shape decision-making. This bias suggests that the pain of losing something is psychologically twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining something of equal value. Consider this scenario. When choosing between a guaranteed $10 gain or a 50-50 chance of winning $20, many individuals may opt for the smaller, guaranteed gain instead of risking a loss for a potentially greater reward. This phenomenon reveals how our fear of loss often dictates our choices more than our desire for gain. The Dunning-Kruger effect is a psychological bias that illustrates how people with lower ability or knowledge in a particular area tend to overestimate their competence. For example, imagine a novice cook who believes they are highly skilled because they've prepared a few dishes successfully. If they enter a cooking competition, they might be met with surprises when faced with seasoned chefs. This bias highlights the importance of self-awareness and the continuous pursuit of learning, as those who know less often believe they know enough, while those with greater expertise may question their abilities. In social contexts, the halo effect also plays a significant role. This cognitive bias leads us to judge a person's overall character based on one positive trait. For example, if someone is particularly attractive, we may unconsciously assume they are also kind, intelligent, and successful, even if we have no evidence to support those assumptions. This can affect hiring decisions, friendships, and even social dynamics, as first impressions can often lead us to overlook significant faults. Another compelling cognitive bias is the optimism bias, which instills a sense of invincibility within individuals. People often believe they are less likely to experience negative events compared to others. For instance, many might think they are at a lower risk of developing health issues or facing accidents. This bias can lead to carelessness, as individuals may ignore warning signs or neglect preventive measures based on an inflated sense of security. Overcoming cognitive biases requires acknowledgement and mindfulness. By recognizing that these mental shortcuts exist and can influence our decisions, we can strive to approach situations more objectively. Seeking diverse perspectives or questioning our initial assumptions can gradually diminish the impact of these biases. Engaging in critical thinking allows us to evaluate evidence more thoroughly, ultimately leading to more informed decisions. Cognitive biases undeniably shape our daily lives, affecting everything from personal relationships to business decisions. They reveal the complexity of human thought and behavior, illustrating that our minds often take shortcuts that lead to both insightful revelations and significant misunderstandings. By exploring these biases, we can cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us, enhancing our decision-making process and interpersonal interactions. Reflecting on how these biases influence our perceptions encourages a thoughtful approach to our beliefs and choices. In conclusion, as you navigate your experiences, remember that these invisible forces are at play in your mind. By becoming aware of the cognitive biases that shape your judgments, you can strive for clarity, making more balanced and informed choices. Embracing this awareness opens the door to a richer understanding of both personal psychology and the intricacies of human interaction, fostering growth and insight in every aspect of your life. Short-term memory is a fascinating aspect of our cognitive processes, revealing how we temporarily store and manipulate information. Imagine your brain as a busy office, filled with stacks of papers representing various thoughts, ideas, and pieces of information. In the realm of short-term memory, our brains can only juggle a limited number of these stacks at a time. Research suggests that the average person can hold about 7 items in their short-term memory simultaneously. This phenomenon is often referred to as Miller's Law, named after psychologist George A. Miller, who proposed this idea in 1956. He found that our capacity for short-term memory is often limited to 7 pieces of information, plus or minus 2. This means that for many, the functional range is usually between 5 and 9 items. To understand this limitation better, consider a simple example. You might find it easy to remember a phone number. Most phone numbers in the United States are made up of 10 digits, but we often break them down into smaller groups, such as 3 digits for the area code, followed by a 3-digit exchange code, and a 4-digit line number. When we chunk these numbers into smaller sets, our brains can manage the information more easily. This chunking strategy is a common technique used to enhance memory retention. For instance, instead of trying to remember a string of numbers like 149,217,761,1941, you might chunk them into manageable groups like 1492, 1776, and 1941. Each chunk becomes a unique piece of information, making it simpler for your mind to hold on to multiple ideas at once. Not only does chunking help with numbers, but it also applies to words and concepts. Imagine you're learning a new language, and your vocabulary list includes words like dog, cat, fish, bird, horse, cow, and sheep. Instead of attempting to memorize all these words independently, you could group them by category, like pets or farm animals. This way, you condense your learning into categories, making it easier for your short-term memory to store these items efficiently. Another interesting aspect of short-term memory is its fleeting nature. While we can hold information for a brief period, this information is not intended for long-term retention. If you do not actively engage with or rehearse the information, it tends to fade away within a matter of seconds. Picture a stranger telling you their name during a conversation. If you don't repeat the name or connect it with something familiar, like visualizing it or associating it with a meaningful concept, you might find it difficult to recall later. This limitation also highlights the challenge we face in our fast-paced, distraction-filled world. With so many inputs competing for our attention, it can be overwhelming to try to process large amounts of information simultaneously. Think about a busy street filled with honking cars, colorful billboards, and people chatting. If you were to try to remember everything at once, you would likely struggle to retain even a few key details. Interestingly, the concept of short-term memory isn't limited to verbal information alone. Our brains can also temporarily store visual pieces of information, known as iconic memory. For example, if you were to glance at a beautiful painting, your brain holds a fleeting image of that artwork, even if only for a few seconds. This visual component works alongside our auditory memory, showcasing the multifaceted nature of how we process information. Moreover, short-term memory plays a vital role in our day-to-day activities. It helps us perform tasks like following a recipe, where we need to remember multiple ingredients and steps, or completing a math problem that requires us to hold on to information as we work through the calculations. The delicate balance of holding these items allows us to navigate through life, making decisions and completing tasks effectively. The capacity of short-term memory also highlights the importance of focus and attention. By minimizing distractions and concentrating on a few critical items, we can enhance our ability to recall information. This principle is why many students utilize techniques such as the Pomodoro technique, where focused study is alternated with short breaks. It allows the brain to maximize retention during those limited windows of short-term memory. Understanding the limits of short-term memory can also provide insights into why techniques such as flashcards or spaced repetition are effective for learning. By presenting information in a way that builds upon existing knowledge and utilizing short bursts of study, we help our brains to reinforce and transition information from short-term to long-term memory. In summary, short-term memory acts as a crucial player in the intricate dance of cognition, influencing our ability to learn, communicate, and interact with the world. Recognizing its limitations allows us to employ strategic techniques to enhance our memory and information retention. As we continue to explore the depths of human cognition, understanding short-term memory remains a vital aspect of unlocking our potential and navigating our daily experiences. In an incredible phenomenon known as phantom limb sensation, individuals who have had limbs amputated can still experience sensations in those missing parts of their bodies. This intriguing experience offers a unique glimpse into the complexities of the brain and how it adapts to changes in the body. Imagine having lost an arm but still feeling tingling in your fingers. How can this happen? The human brain has a remarkable ability to create a detailed map of the body, known as the body schematype. Each part of our body is represented in a specific area of the brain, allowing us to experience sensations like touch, pain, and temperature. When a limb is amputated, the brain doesn't immediately erase the map of that limb. It retains the neural pathways associated with it. As a result, even after the physical loss, signals can still be sent to regions of the brain that once processed sensations from the missing limb. Research suggests that this phenomenon might stem from how our nervous system communicates. The brain continues to communicate with the remnants of nerves that used to connect to the limb. This connection can lead to sensations of discomfort or tingling that are interpreted by the brain as coming from the missing limb. In some cases, individuals report experiencing pain known as phantom pain, which can range from mild discomfort to severe agony. It is a puzzling experience that challenges our understanding of pain and sensation. Interestingly, phantom limb sensations are not unique to amputees. They can also occur in individuals who are born with congenital limb deficiencies. This raises questions about how these individuals develop a body map without ever having the limbs. It seems that the brain has an innate ability to create this blueprint, even when certain physical components are absent. The phenomenon of phantom limb sensations has significant implications for our understanding of neuroplasticity, which refers to the brain's ability to adapt and reorganize itself in response to experience. When a limb is lost, the brain undergoes a process of reorganization. Areas that previously responded to sensations from the missing limb may begin to adapt and respond to other areas of the body. For instance, with the loss of an arm, the brain may start to associate sensations from the torso and face with the missing arms region. This remodeling can sometimes explain why some individuals might feel sensations in their face, as if it were their fingers. In therapeutic contexts, some medical professionals utilize cognitive and physical therapies to help individuals manage these sensations. Mirror therapy is one innovative approach where patients look into a mirror that reflects their intact limb while the missing limb is concealed. This visual feedback can trick the brain into believing that the missing limb is still there, often alleviating some discomfort. By creating a new experience for the brain to process, this method encourages it to adapt and can lessen the intensity of phantom sensations or pain. The emotional and psychological elements of phantom limb sensations also cannot be ignored. For many individuals, the loss of a limb is a profound and life-altering event. This loss can lead to feelings of mourning, identity changes, and a need for adjustment. The ongoing experience of sensations in a missing limb can complicate the healing process, creating a complex relationship between the person and their new reality. Understanding how these sensations work can offer pathways to healing and acceptance. Phantom limb sensations can serve as a testament to the resilience of the human body and mind. They remind us of the intricate relationship between physical form and neurological function. Human adaptation is an extraordinary process, and the brain's ability to maintain a connection with lost limbs showcases its remarkable complexity. As science continues to explore this phenomenon, new understandings may emerge, paving the way for innovative treatments and greater insight into how our perceptions of self and body are formed. Ultimately, phantom limb sensation opens up discussions about identity, embodiment, and the mind-body connection. What does it mean to feel something that is no longer there? How do we define our physical selves in light of such phenomena? These questions lead us down intriguing paths into understanding the nature of consciousness and the experiences that shape our lives. In a world that is constantly changing, the concept of the phantom limb serves as a reminder of the challenges and triumphs of adaptation. Each sensation, each tingle, tells a story of loss, resilience, and ultimately, the journey of self-discovery that many go through in the face of profound change. The exploration of phantom limb sensations not only enriches the field of neuroscience, but also heightens our appreciation of the human experience. It reveals that even in the absence of physical form, the brain continues to weave the intricate tapestry of who we are. Savant Syndrome is an extraordinary condition that captures the fascination of many. Typically, it exists in individuals who have some sort of developmental disorder, often associated with autism spectrum disorders. Despite facing challenges in everyday functioning, these remarkable individuals might exhibit astonishing skills and talents that seem almost superhuman. Imagine a person who, despite having difficulty with social interactions or communication, can effortlessly calculate the day of the week for any given date in history. This ability, known as calendar calculation, is one of the more common savant skills. It showcases how the brain can focus on specific areas to an extraordinary degree, honing talents in ways that might baffle most of us. Take, for instance, the story of Daniel Tammet, a well-known savant who possesses remarkable mathematical abilities. Daniel can perform complex calculations in his head that most people would require a calculator to figure out. He doesn't just see numbers. He interprets them as shapes, colors, and textures in his mind, giving him a unique way of understanding mathematics. This mental imagery allows him to perform feats of calculation with astonishing speed and accuracy. Another fascinating aspect of Savant Syndrome is the artistic prowess exhibited by some individuals. Consider the case of Stephen Wiltshire, a British architectural artist. Stephen is known for his incredible ability to draw detailed and accurate representations of cityscapes from memory, after only having seen them briefly. One of his most famous works is an astonishing panoramic view of London, which he completed after taking a helicopter ride over the city. His talent for capturing the intricate details of buildings and landscapes is both mesmerizing and awe-inspiring. Some savants possess a deep connection to music as well. For example, there are individuals who can play complex pieces on the piano, often after hearing them only once. They do not require sheet music or formal training. Instead, They are guided by an innate sense of musicality. This innate ability demonstrates the profound ways in which the brain can excel in certain areas, despite challenges in others. The phenomenon of Savant Syndrome raises intriguing questions about the brain's structure and function. How can one area of the brain become so finely tuned while other areas might struggle? Studies suggest that individuals with this syndrome tend to have unique neurological wiring. Some researchers theorize that in the absence of certain typical cognitive functions, the brain may allocate its resources to bolster other capabilities. However, it is essential to recognize that Savant Syndrome is rare. The majority of individuals with autism or other developmental disabilities do not possess these extraordinary abilities. The condition serves to highlight the incredible diversity of human cognition. It opens a window into the immense potential locked within the human brain, emphasizing not just what we can see, but what we might not yet understand. Moreover, the stories of savants often inspire and challenge societal perceptions of disability. They encourage us to look beyond the limitations traditionally associated with mental disability. Rather than defining these individuals by their challenges, their talents remind us that every person has unique gifts and potential. It invites us to embrace diversity and appreciate the myriad expressions of human capabilities. In recent years, there has been a growing interest in understanding the brain's mysteries, especially concerning conditions like Savant Syndrome. Researchers are using advanced imaging techniques and cognitive assessments to delve deeper into how savants process information. This ongoing exploration may eventually shed light on innovative ways to support neurodiverse individuals. Additionally, it is important to foster environments that nurture and encourage the talents of those who may be differently able. Programs that connect individuals with mentors, provide resources for skills development, and create opportunities for expression can help unlock their full potential. Communities can play a crucial role in embracing this diversity by promoting awareness, reducing stigma, and celebrating the various ways people contribute to society. As we continue to learn more about Savant Syndrome and the extraordinary abilities it can reveal, we are reminded of the boundless possibilities within each person. Whether it is through the lens of mathematics, art, music, or other arenas, these incredible individuals enrich our world with their unique perspectives and talents. Their stories contribute to a broader understanding of human potential, emphasizing that brilliance can come in many forms, often in the most unexpected ways. In appreciating these unique abilities, we can create a more inclusive society that values all contributions, building bridges of understanding within the tapestry of human experience. Imagine this: a bustling city where two major highways connect different neighborhoods, sharing traffic, information, and energy. In our body, this vibrant connection exists between our gut and brain, intricately linked by a powerful highway called the vagus nerve. This nerve serves as a key communication pathway, sending signals back and forth, allowing these two regions to influence one another in a remarkable way. The brain is often seen as the control center, governing our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Meanwhile, the gut may seem like a secondary player, primarily responsible for digestion. However, recent research has unveiled the profound role the gut plays in our emotional and mental well-being. The gut is often referred to as our second brain, a concept that highlights its importance beyond mere digestion. Consider this intriguing fact: the gut houses around 100 million neurons, more than the spinal cord. These neurons work tirelessly to manage our digestive processes, but they also send signals that can impact our mood and behavior. When we consume food, our body breaks it down, and the gut bacteria play a pivotal role in this process. They communicate with the brain, releasing neurotransmitters like serotonin, which is often called the feel-good chemical. In fact, about 90% of serotonin is produced in the gut. So, what we eat doesn't just fuel our bodies. It can influence how we feel and think. Imagine indulging in a delicious plate of your favorite comfort food. As you savor each bite, your taste buds awaken and your gut begins to process the nutrients. In response, the gut bacteria are activated, producing neurotransmitters and hormones. This interaction can spark feelings of satisfaction and happiness, showing how interconnected our choices about food are to our emotions. However, not all foods contribute positively to this intricate relationship. Processed foods high in sugar can create an imbalance in gut bacteria, leading to a release of inflammatory substances. This can create a cascade of negative feelings, such as anxiety and depression. For instance, have you ever reached for that sugary snack only to feel an immediate rush, followed by a sudden crash? This is your gut's way of signaling to your brain that it's not satisfied, leading to a cycle of cravings and mood swings. Conversely, a diet rich in fiber, such as fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, nourishes the beneficial bacteria in your gut, supporting a happy environment. The more diverse your microbial friends, the better they can perform. They assist in digesting complex carbohydrates, producing short-chain fatty acids that are known to improve brain function and reduce inflammation. As a result, your emotional state may become more stable, and your mental clarity can sharpen. Have you ever felt butterflies in your stomach before a big event? This physical sensation is a direct manifestation of the gut-brain connection. It illustrates how emotions can influence our physical sensations. When we experience anxiety or excitement, our brain sends signals through the vagus nerve to the gut, resulting in that fluttering feeling. The gut does not just react, it can also influence our thoughts. When it is healthy and balanced, it provides a solid foundation for emotional resilience. Moreover, studies have shown that our gut health can have a direct impact on conditions like anxiety, depression, and even stress-related disorders. A healthy gut can help mitigate stress and improve mood. Probiotics, which are beneficial bacteria found in fermented foods like yogurt and kimchi, can enhance gut health and subsequently influence mental wellness. Incorporating these into our diet can be a beneficial strategy for supporting our emotional balance. As you explore this fascinating connection, consider how the mind and body work in unison. Take a moment to reflect on your daily meals and how they make you feel. Are there certain foods that lift your spirits or perhaps bring you down? This awareness can empower you to make choices that nourish both your body and mind. In addition to nutrition, stress management plays a vital role in the brain-gut connection. When we encounter stressful situations, our brain interprets this threat and activates the stress response, which impacts digestion. The gut can slow down or speed up its activity, leading to physical sensations such as discomfort or nervousness. Practicing mindfulness, engaging in regular physical activity, or spending time in nature can help reduce stress and promote a healthy rapport between the brain and gut. In conclusion, the brain-gut connection is a testament to the intricate interplay between our body and mind. Understanding how our choices, both in terms of diet and lifestyle, affect this connection can empower us to cultivate a happier, healthier life. As we nourish our bodies with wholesome foods and manage our stress effectively, we pave the way for a harmonious relationship between our brain and gut. So, the next time you enjoy a meal, remember that each bite is an opportunity to strengthen this incredible link, nurturing not just your physical health, but your emotional well-being as well. Imagine a world where sound is more than just a collection of notes and rhythms, a world where specific frequencies can influence your thoughts and feelings in profound ways. This concept is brought to life through binaural beats, a fascinating audio phenomenon that has piqued the interest of researchers, musicians, and wellness enthusiasts alike. Binaural beats occur when two slightly different sound frequencies are played in each ear. For instance, if a tone of 400 Hz is played in one ear and another tone of 410 Hz is played in the other, the brain perceives a third tone, which is an auditory illusion at a frequency of 10 Hz. This perceptual anomaly is where the magic lies. As your brain processes these tones, it starts to align its own brainwave activity with the frequency of the binaural beat. This phenomenon is known as frequency following response. What's remarkable is how these shifts in brainwaves can influence your emotional and cognitive state. Different frequencies are associated with various states of mind. For example, lower frequencies are often linked to relaxation, mood enhancement, and creativity, while higher frequencies can stimulate alertness and focus. You might find that listening to binaural beats while working can enhance your concentration, making tedious tasks feel easier and more manageable. One of the gratifications of binaural beats is how accessible they are. You can easily incorporate them into your daily routine. For instance, you might choose to listen while enjoying a warm cup of tea, gently unwinding after a long day. As you immerse yourself in the gentle ebb and flow of these frequencies, you could find a sense of calmness washing over you, transforming your environment into a serene haven. Moreover, binaural beats go beyond mere relaxation. Many individuals report enhanced creativity when listening to specific frequencies. Imagine sitting down to brainstorm ideas for a new project or artwork. And as you begin to expose yourself to these harmonizing tones, bursts of inspiration begin to flow. You may feel an increase in your imaginative capabilities as your mind opens to new possibilities, almost as if the music is moving you toward creative peaks you never knew existed. In combination with natural ambient sounds like rustling leaves or gentle waves, binaural beats seem to transport listeners to tranquil landscapes. As you listen, visualize what each frequency might represent. The lower tones can evoke images of deep forests, filled with the sound of chirping birds and rustling foliage, while higher frequencies might remind you of the laughter of children playing or the distant sound of a bubbling brook, further enhancing the experience. These vivid mental images can turn listening into an almost cinematic experience, inviting you to indulge your senses in a story crafted from sound. Research suggests that binaural beats may also be helpful in reducing anxiety and stress. Imagine you are in a busy cafe, where the hustle and bustle of life is undeniably present. Now, picture yourself donning your headphones, leaving that noisy world behind, as soothing beats envelop you. Slowly, you may begin to notice your heart rate slow and your thoughts becoming clearer. It isn't magic, but rather a harmony of science and sound, allowing you to find balance even in chaotic environments. And it doesn't end there. Binaural beats cater to personal development as well, fostering self-discovery and enhanced mindfulness. Consider dedicating time in your day for introspection. As you journey through different frequencies, you might uncover new insights about yourself, exploring thoughts and emotions that were previously tucked away. This auditory adventure can awaken reflections that inspire personal growth. Whether you are using binaural beats for relaxation, creativity, focus, or self-exploration, it is essential to set the right environment. Find a comfortable spot, perhaps close your eyes, and grasp this opportunity to connect more deeply with yourself. Adjust the volume to a level where the sound feels unobtrusive yet present, inviting you to engage in a unique auditory experience that transcends daily distractions. Remember that everyone's experience with binaural beats can be unique. What resonates with one individual might evoke a different reaction in another. This variability is part of the allure, echoing the idiosyncratic nature of our minds and how they react to changes in their sonic environments. As you experiment with different frequencies, you may uncover certain beats that resonate more with your personal journey, guiding you towards specific emotional landscapes or cognitive states. In the end, binaural beats offer an incredible sonic journey, one that is not only enjoyable, but also steeped in the potential for transformation and introspection. By intertwining sound and consciousness, these auditory experiences allow you to venture beyond the noise of everyday life and discover new dimensions within your thoughts and feelings. While you embark on this exploration, take a moment to appreciate how the simple act of listening can weave a rich tapestry that enhances your being in ways you never thought possible. Embrace these harmonies and allow them to guide you through the soundscapes of your mind. Sleep paralysis is a fascinating phenomenon that many people experience at least once in their lives, yet it remains shrouded in mystery for many. Imagine being in a state of half-sleep, where your mind is alert and aware, but your body feels as if it is locked in place. This peculiar condition can occur during the transition between sleep and wakefulness, and it can lead to some intense and often frightening experiences. During an episode of sleep paralysis, individuals may find themselves unable to move or speak for a brief period, typically lasting a few seconds to a couple of minutes. This happens because the brain wakes up while the body remains in a state of muscle atonia, which is a natural condition that prevents us from acting out our dreams during deeper sleep stages. It's as if your mind has turned on the lights, but your body has not yet followed suit. Many people who have encountered sleep paralysis report vivid sensations and hallucinations that can vary widely from one individual to another. Some might experience a feeling of pressure on their chest, as if a heavy weight is sitting upon them. This pressure can lead to feelings of panic or anxiety, as the person struggles to break free from this immobilization. Others describe the sensation of being watched or feeling an ominous presence in the room, which can intensify the fear associated with the experience. Hallucinations during sleep paralysis can be quite striking. Imagine suddenly perceiving shadowy figures in your peripheral vision, or hearing soft whispers that seem to come from nowhere. These auditory and visual hallucinations can feel incredibly real, which can further contribute to the panic that often accompanies sleep paralysis. Such experiences can feel like a surreal nightmare, blending the realms of reality and the dream world. Interestingly, sleep paralysis is often more common among those with irregular sleep patterns or sleep disorders, such as narcolepsy. However, even individuals with no underlying sleep issues can find themselves facing this phenomenon. Factors like sleep deprivation, stress, and changes in sleep schedules can increase the likelihood of experiencing sleep paralysis. So, it's essential to maintain a consistent sleep routine to help minimize its occurrence. Culturally, sleep paralysis has captured the imagination of people around the world, leading to various interpretations and explanations, often influenced by the dominant beliefs within those cultures. In some societies, it has been attributed to supernatural forces or entities. For instance, in folklore, it is sometimes described as a spirit or demon sitting on the chest of the sleeper, a notion that reflects a common theme across multiple cultures. Such tales may serve as an explanation for the terrifying sensations many individuals feel during an episode. Despite its unsettling nature, Sleep paralysis is not considered dangerous. While the experience can provoke fear and anxiety, it does not typically have any long-lasting effects on health. Understanding the science behind sleep paralysis can demystify the experience and help individuals cope with it better when it occurs. Knowing that it is a temporary condition linked to the sleep-wake cycle can provide some comfort. To reduce the likelihood of experiencing sleep paralysis, there are several tips one might consider. Establishing a calming pre-sleep routine can help signal to the body that it is time to rest. Creating a comfortable sleep environment, free from distractions like bright lights or noisy electronics, can promote better quality sleep. Additionally, addressing stress and anxiety through relaxation techniques such as deep breathing or gentle yoga can help promote a more restful state of mind. Overall, while sleep paralysis can be a startling experience, it provides a unique glimpse into the complexities of our sleep mechanisms and the relationship between the mind and body. For those who have experienced it, sleep paralysis serves as a reminder of the mysterious ways in which our bodies and brains interact, creating vivid worlds during our darkest hours. Embracing this understanding can lead to greater awareness and acceptance of such extraordinary phenomena, allowing those who encounter it to navigate these moments with a sense of curiosity rather than fear. So, the next time someone mentions sleep paralysis, remember that it is simply a complex, fascinating interplay between consciousness and the body, an interlude in the dance of sleep that many share throughout their lives. Neurogenesis in adults is a fascinating topic that challenges long-held beliefs about the brain's capacity for growth and regeneration. For many years, it was widely accepted that neurogenesis, the process of forming new neurons, was primarily restricted to early brain development. However, recent scientific advancements have revealed that adults are capable of generating new neurons, particularly in a region known as the hippocampus, which plays a crucial role in learning and memory. To understand neurogenesis, it is helpful to first familiarize ourselves with the concept of neuroplasticity, the brain's remarkable ability to reorganize itself by forming new connections throughout life. While neurons are the primary cells responsible for transmitting information in the brain, glial cells support and protect these neurons, contributing to overall brain function. Neuroplasticity encompasses both the formation of new neurons and the strengthening of existing neural connections, making it a vital aspect of brain health. Research has shown that the hippocampus, a key region associated not just with memory, but also with emotional regulation, is a hotspot for adult neurogenesis. This means that our experiences can stimulate the production of new neurons, allowing us to adapt to changing environments. For instance, engaging in challenging cognitive tasks, such as learning a new language or playing a musical instrument, has been linked to increased neurogenesis. These activities prompt the brain to create new neural pathways, effectively enhancing memory and cognitive function. Physical exercise is another powerful driver of neurogenesis. Studies have consistently demonstrated that regular aerobic exercise, such as running or cycling, can lead to an increase in the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. This protein plays a critical role in the survival and growth of neurons. Engaging in consistent physical activity not only boosts mood and overall health, but also contributes to the ongoing process of neuronal generation. Stress management is equally important when it comes to promoting neurogenesis. Chronic stress has been shown to inhibit the growth of new neurons and can even lead to a reduction in the size of the hippocampus. In contrast, practicing mindfulness techniques, such as meditation or yoga, has been associated with increased neurogenesis. These practices cultivate a calming environment for the mind, allowing the brain to thrive and produce new neurons that can enhance cognitive performance. Social interaction is another key factor in the promotion of neurogenesis. Engaging in meaningful relationships and social activities can elicit positive emotional responses and provide mental stimulation. When individuals participate in group activities, they experience a sense of support and belonging that fosters brain health. Building strong social networks not only boosts mental well-being, but also propels the brain's capacity to grow. Nutrition also plays a crucial role in supporting neurogenesis. A diet rich in antioxidants, omega-3 fatty acids, and vitamins can nourish the brain and promote the growth of new neurons. Foods such as blueberries, fatty fish, nuts, and leafy greens have been shown to enhance cognitive performance and support overall brain function. Incorporating these nutrients into one's daily regimen may have profound effects on the brain's ability to adapt and regenerate. Although the process of neurogenesis is ongoing, it is relatively slow compared to the rapid changes that occur in different types of cells in the body. This means that fostering an environment conducive to neurogenesis is essential for enhancing cognitive abilities over time. Adolescents experience the highest rates of neurogenesis, but as we transition into adulthood, this process begins to slow down. However, engaging in the activities mentioned earlier can help sustain and even increase the rate of neurogenesis throughout adulthood. In conclusion, the discovery that adults can grow new neurons has revolutionized our understanding of the brain and its capabilities. Factors such as cognitive stimulation, physical activity, stress management, social connections, and proper nutrition all play essential roles in supporting neurogenesis. This knowledge empowers individuals to take an active role in nurturing their brain health. So whether you are pursuing a new hobby, hitting the gym, maintaining strong relationships, or nourishing your body with healthy foods, you are contributing to the ongoing development and growth of your brain. The journey of exploration and growth within the mind is a continuously unfolding story, driven by the choices and experiences that shape our lives. Subliminal messaging is a fascinating subject that intersects psychology, media studies, and communication. It refers to the use of subtle cues, often delivered below the threshold of conscious perception, that can influence attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors. The extent to which these hidden messages affect us adds layers of intrigue to the way we consume media. Let's explore how this phenomenon operates and its implications in our daily lives. Imagine you are watching a movie. The plot unfolds, characters develop, and then suddenly, within a brief moment, you catch a glimpse of a flashing image or hear a whisper that you hardly register. This brief interjection is a slice of visual or auditory information that, while unnoticed by your conscious mind, may still permeate your subconscious, planting a seed that could emerge in how you think or behave later. Historical experiments in psychology offer insight into the power of subliminal messages. One of the most famous studies was conducted in the 1950s by James Vickery. He claimed that when he flashed the phrases, "Drink Coca-Cola and eat popcorn" during a movie screening, sales for those products saw an immediate increase. Although later debunked, this study ignited public fascination with subliminal messaging and its potential influence on consumer behavior, encouraging deeper investigation into how subtle signals can shape our perceptions and choices. From that point forward, subliminal messaging has found its way into various forms of media, from television commercials to music and even video games. Consider the way advertisements often employ visual elements that resonate with cultural symbols or emotions. For instance, a commercial showcasing a family enjoying a meal may subtly evoke feelings of warmth and togetherness. While the overt message encourages buying a product, the subtler cues might influence you to associate the brand with happiness and belonging on a deeper mental level. In music, subliminal messages can be more intricate. Some artists have included backward lyrics or whispers tucked within the melody that listeners may not consciously hear. This technique can evoke specific feelings or ideas. In one famous case, a band was accused of embedding hidden messages that were said to promote certain behaviors or ideologies. Although these claims remain controversial, they serve as a reminder of how layered meaning can be conveyed through art. Subliminal cues are not confined to the entertainment industry. They also appear in everyday environments, such as the colors used in marketing spaces. A store might paint its walls in shades of blue to create a calming atmosphere, or use orange to elicit feelings of enthusiasm and energy. These choices, while seemingly insignificant, can subtly influence consumer behavior, causing shoppers to linger longer or feel more inclined to purchase. Psychologists argue that even though individuals may not consciously recognize these messages, they are still registering in the subconscious mind, shaping attitudes over time. This has prompted discussions on ethical implications and the extent to which subliminal messaging should be utilized. Is it acceptable to nudge someone toward a decision without their explicit awareness? These questions dive deep into the intersection between influence and manipulation. As we navigate a world full of information and media, being mindful of subliminal messaging can enhance our understanding of how we interact with what we consume. Imagine scrolling through social media. Every image is crafted to evoke specific emotions. Filters may accentuate feelings of joy, while color palettes create a vibrant atmosphere. These choices aim not just to catch the eye, but to engage the viewer's mind on a deeper level. Subliminal messages also extend into personal growth and self-help. Some believe in utilizing subliminal audio recordings that feature positive affirmations delivered at a low volume. While these affirmations aren't consciously registered, the hope is that they seep into the subconscious, promoting a positive self-image or motivation without necessitating active thought or awareness. This technique is embraced by many seeking personal development, weaving the philosophy of subliminal messaging into their journey towards growth. In conclusion, subliminal messaging is a multifaceted concept that touches many aspects of life, from advertisements to personal development. Its ability to influence thoughts and behaviors without conscious awareness opens up an exciting discussion on the power of perception. By recognizing the subtleties within media, we gain a greater appreciation for the intricate dance between message and mindset, ultimately leading us toward a more conscious engagement with the world around us. As you explore your own interactions with the media, keep in mind the unseen forces at play, guiding your perceptions and responses in ways that often transcend immediate awareness. Language is not just a collection of words and grammar rules. It is a powerful tool that shapes our thoughts and perception. This intriguing idea is known as linguistic relativity, which suggests that the language we speak can influence the way we think and how we view the world around us. To explore this fascinating concept, let's dive into some insightful examples and ideas. Consider the colors we see. In the English language, we have a range of basic color terms like red, blue, and green. However, some languages, such as Russian, have distinct words for light blue and dark blue. Studies have shown that speakers of Russian can more easily differentiate between shades of blue compared to English speakers. This suggests that the availability of specific terms in a language can affect how we perceive colors. When a language has more words to describe particular colors, its speakers may develop a more nuanced understanding of those colors. Time is another area where language plays an important role. In English, we often think of time as a straight line, moving from the past to the present and into the future. We use phrases like looking forward to or back in the day. However, in some cultures, time might be viewed differently. For example, in the Aymara language, spoken by people in the Andes, they conceptualize the past as being in front of them and the future as behind them. This unique perspective suggests that their experiences and goals might be influenced by this different understanding of time. The way we describe events can also change our perceptions. In languages with a highly structured grammatical system, such as Japanese, the use of honorifics and different levels of politeness plays a significant role in communication. This linguistic emphasis on social hierarchy can shape the way speakers of Japanese think about relationships and social dynamics. In contrast, English has a more straightforward grammar system, which might lead its speakers to focus more on individual identity than on social context. Moreover, the verbs we choose can deeply impact our interpretation of actions and intentions. In languages that require speakers to specify the subject of their sentences, like Spanish and French, the emphasis on the doer might influence a focus on agency and responsibility. In contrast, languages like Chinese often omit the subject if it's understood from context, leading to different interpretations of who is responsible for an action. This nuanced language use can affect how people feel about accountability and causation. Another interesting aspect of linguistic relativity is how it can relate to spatial awareness. In English, we often use egocentric terms to describe locations, such as to the left or in front of. However, some Australian Aboriginal languages, like Gugu Yimithir, use cardinal directions instead. For speakers of these languages, every interaction with space involves a deep understanding of the environment and a strong sense of orientation. This skill not only shapes their navigation abilities, but may also influence their cognitive processes by deepening their connection to their surroundings. Additionally, the way we categorize objects and concepts in our minds can also be affected by our language. In some cultures, people may group objects based on certain qualities, leading to different ways of thinking about and interacting with the world. For instance, in English, we group animals into categories like pets and farm animals. However, in some indigenous languages, animals might be categorized based on their behavior or ecological roles. This distinct categorization can lead to different environmental understandings and practices among speakers. A strong example of linguistic relativity comes from the concept of the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, named after linguists Edward Sapir and Benjamin Lee Whorf. They proposed that the structure and vocabulary of a language might shape or limit the speaker's thoughts and worldview. Their research included various cultures and languages, leading to numerous insights into how language and thought intertwine. Linguistic relativity also affects how emotions are communicated and understood. Different languages offer various ways to express feelings, and this richness can shape our emotional experiences. For example, the concept of Schadenfreude in German captures the joy derived from another's misfortune, which does not have a direct translation in English. This absence can influence the way speakers of English comprehend and articulate feelings related to empathy or joy in others' downfalls. In summary, the language we speak significantly shapes our thoughts and perceptions. From the way we see colors and understand time, to how we navigate our environment and express emotions, linguistic relativity reveals the profound connections between language and thought. This interaction encourages us to appreciate the diversity of languages and cultures around the world, highlighting the intricate ways in which they shape our understanding of reality. By exploring these relationships, we can gain valuable insights into our own thought processes and those of others, fostering a deeper appreciation of the vast tapestry of human experience. What? Circadian rhythms are fascinating biological processes that play a crucial role in how we function each day. These internal clocks regulate our sleep patterns, alertness, and even our mood, all in synchronization with the natural light and darkness of the environment around us. Imagine a rhythm that dances to the beat of day and night, influencing a range of bodily functions and behaviors. One of the primary triggers for our circadian rhythms is light. As daylight breaks and the sun rises, our bodies receive signals to wake up. This is due to a special group of cells in our eyes that respond to light and send messages to our brain. When the sun sets and darkness falls, these signals decrease, prompting our bodies to prepare for rest. This makes light the conductor of our internal symphony, directing our biological clock and helping regulate various processes. The concept of circadian rhythms goes beyond just sleep and wakefulness. They also influence our metabolism, hormone release, body temperature, and even how we perceive and react to stress. For instance, cortisol, the hormone associated with stress, tends to peak in the morning and slowly declines throughout the day. This natural surge helps us feel alert and ready to take on the day's challenges. As the day progresses, our bodies begin to release melatonin, the calming hormone that gently nudges us toward relaxation. You may notice that your energy levels fluctuate throughout the day. This is partly due to your circadian rhythm shaping your alertness. Many people experience a natural dip of energy in the afternoon, often around 2 or 3 o'clock. Some might feel the urge for a brief rest or a change of pace during this time. Interestingly, this phenomenon is completely normal and can vary from person to person. Circadian rhythms can also affect our mood. Studies have shown that people who have irregular circadian rhythms may experience mood swings or increased feelings of sadness. Consistent routines that align with natural light exposures, such as regular sleeping and waking times, can enhance emotional stability. For example, individuals who wake up and go to bed at the same time each day are likely to experience more positive moods throughout the day compared to those with erratic schedules. Our internal clock is not only influenced by light, but also by behavioral patterns. Activities like eating, exercise, and social interactions can serve as additional cues that reinforce our circadian rhythm. Eating meals at consistent times can strengthen this clock by signaling to the body when it needs to produce digestive enzymes, thus allowing for better nutrient absorption and energy regulation. Regular exercise offers another vital cue. Engaging in physical activity, especially in the morning or early afternoon, can boost mood and signal to the body to be more alert. In an age where artificial light is prevalent, especially from screens and electronic devices, it is critical to recognize the impact on our circadian rhythms. The blue light emitted from smartphones, tablets, and computers can trick our brain into thinking it is still daytime. This miscommunication can lead to difficulties in winding down when it is time for rest. To promote a healthier rhythm, individuals can minimize screen time a few hours before bedtime or employ tools such as blue light filters on their devices. Traveling across time zones is another way our circadian rhythms can be disrupted. When we travel, especially if there are substantial changes in time zones, our internal clocks may struggle to adjust, leading to feelings of fatigue and disorientation. This adjustment period is often referred to as jet lag, highlighting the delicate balance our bodies strive to maintain. Gradually shifting your sleeping and eating schedules a few days before traveling can aid in smoother transitions. Nature has provided various mechanisms to synchronize our biological clocks with the environment. Seasonal changes also influence our circadian rhythms. In the winter months, when days are shorter, some individuals might find themselves feeling sleepier earlier in the evening, while summer months with longer daylight hours could lead to increased energy levels due to extended sunlight. Research continues to unfold the intricacies of circadian rhythms. Scientists are exploring how disruption of these rhythms may contribute to various health conditions, including obesity, heart disease, and even metabolic disorders. The clearer understanding of how these rhythms operate has the potential to revolutionize approaches to health and wellness. To summarize, circadian rhythms are an intricate and fascinating aspect of our biology. They weave a complex tapestry that influences our alertness, mood, and various bodily functions. These rhythms, driven primarily by light, but also shaped by our behaviors and environment, serve as the foundation for the daily cycles of life. Nurturing a healthy rhythm can enhance overall well-being, aligning our internal clocks with the natural world around us. Recognizing the beauty and significance of this internal symphony invites us to honor the everyday rhythms that guide our lives. Prosopagnosia, often referred to as face blindness, is a fascinating and complex neurological condition that can profoundly impact the way individuals perceive the world around them. This condition affects a person's ability to recognize faces, not due to a lack of vision, but rather because the brain struggles to process the specific configurations that constitute a face. Imagine walking into a room filled with friends and family, but finding it impossible to recognize even those closest to you. This is the daily reality for many individuals living with prosopagnosia. Research indicates that the brain has specialized areas dedicated to facial recognition, one of the most notable being the fusiform face area, located in the temporal lobe. For those with prosopagnosia, this area may not function as it should. Interestingly, while the ability to recognize faces is hindered, individuals can often identify voices or other characteristics associated with people they know. This means someone with prosopagnosia might still recognize their loved ones based on the sound of their voice or their unique mannerisms, but will struggle to connect their visual appearance to their identity. Imagine enjoying a social gathering where you're surrounded by familiar faces, yet feel an overwhelming sense of disconnect. You might engage in conversation, sharing memories and laughter, but the process of identifying who you're speaking with can be mentally taxing. This condition can lead to social anxiety and discomfort, making social interactions feel daunting. The stakes can feel even higher in situations like reunions or large family gatherings, where the pressure to recognize someone can be both stressful and exhaustive. Prosopagnosia isn't just a single condition. It's a spectrum that varies in severity. Some individuals may find themselves unable to recognize any faces, while others might only struggle with unfamiliar or less frequently encountered people. The onset of prosopagnosia can occur in childhood, appearing as a developmental disorder, or it can arise from brain injuries or conditions, such as stroke or certain neurodegenerative diseases. Each case can present unique challenges and adaptations. People diagnosed with prosopagnosia often develop various strategies to cope with their condition. For example, they may rely more heavily on contextual cues, such as hair color, clothing style, or even location to identify individuals in their surroundings. A clever workaround can include paying close attention to distinctive features, a person's unique smile, or their posture. This adaptability showcases the incredible capacity of the brain to find alternative paths when faced with challenges. Interestingly, many people with prosopagnosia may not realize they have this condition until later in life. They might assume that everyone experiences similar difficulties in recognizing faces, only to discover that their struggles are unique. This realization can bring a sense of relief, but also a wave of confusion regarding the social experiences they missed due to unrecognized limitations. Despite the challenges posed by prosopagnosia, individuals navigating this condition often showcase remarkable cognitive and emotional resilience. They learn to cultivate strong relationships based on the depth of personality rather than surface appearances. This depth can lead to relationships founded on shared experiences, memories, and truly understanding one another, often far beyond mere recognition. Understanding prosopagnosia can also shed light on how we all engage with faces and identity. Facial features play a crucial role in social connections, cultural exchanges, and personal interaction. Our faces convey emotions, intentions, and thoughts, serving as powerful tools for nonverbal communication. For those who grapple with prosopagnosia, the everyday art of interpreting these nonverbal signals becomes a conscious effort rather than an automatic response. This condition opens up discussions about the relevance of social cues beyond facial recognition. Many people rely on the subtleties of voice and emotion to connect. Enhancing our awareness of these alternatives can deepen our empathy toward those who experience face blindness. When we hear a familiar laugh or see the way someone gestures as they speak, we may find deeper connections than just appearances. In the world of psychology and neuroscience, studies continue to explore the intricacies of prosopagnosia, searching for insights that could lead to improved understanding and potential therapy. Educational programs and public awareness efforts can help bridge the gap for those struggling with the social nuances of recognition. By fostering environments where communication can thrive without the reliance on visual recognition, we can enhance understanding and support for individuals navigating this unique challenge. The beauty of human connection lies not only in appearance, but in the substance of relationships. Prosopagnosia serves as a reminder that identity transcends mere recognition. Emphasizing kindness, patience, and acceptance can help create inclusive spaces for everyone, regardless of their abilities or challenges. Each connection is a story, a shared moment in the vast tapestry of human experience, reminding us of the importance of looking beyond the surface. Ultimately, recognizing the richness of each interaction, regardless of visual recognition, allows us to appreciate the depth of connection we can foster with one another.